What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. It is May 19th, 2021. Jimmy Van is not here. This was going to be a much more lighthearted show about an hour ago than it was now. We had originally named this The List and You Fired because it was a joke on quite frankly, the shoot I'm trying to work Jimmy into. Unfortunately, as we went on the air, there have been several WWE releases. I have heard Alexander Wolfe. I have heard referee Jake Clemens. And one that is seen as much less unfortunate, Drake Wurtz. Now, all that news will be up on Fightful. It's on my Twitter. It's all there. We're about to talk about it. But Fightful Select will have a story after this show that I was already working on about the heat associated with Drake Wurtz because it had really come to a head. And Jeremy Lambert is here.
I heard there's no fun on this show, Sean. So
no fun. I was specifically given some instructions, but
I got dressed up. I have a mug as well. See, I have a mug to, no fun for this show. And then, plans changed, pal.
Plans did change. Holy crap. This, especially in the case of Jake Clemens and Alexander Wolfe, this is very unfortunate news. Alexander Wolfe got booted out of Imperium last night, so it's very clear they knew what they were doing last night. I don't know if Alexander Wolfe knew. I guess we're going to find out. A reminder, guys, check out Alex Pawlowski's post-NXT review. It's 10 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night. But Jake Clemens felt like he just got there. He was the Seth Rollins referee, Jeremy.
Yeah. It's unfortunate with Wolfe and Clemens. Yeah, it seemed like Wolfe was going to be part of the big storyline. And obviously, maybe that is the storyline. It's just gone now. They kicked him out and they kicked him out. So it's very unfortunate for Wolfe. He was a big part of Sanity and was great in Imperium. So that sucks. And same with Jake Clemens. You said that he's already got an indie booking though, which is good for Clemens. The other guy, I don't care.
If you're in the chat, you make jokes about who is released and all that stuff, you're going to get banned straight up. I'm not going to
don't put up fake scoops.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That ain't funny. It ain't cute. That's not what we do here. We don't want to foster a rude, shitty environment. There are people that lost their jobs and are looking to replace income. Don't make fun of that. That shit ain't funny. Get a thumbs up for us. It would help us out an awful lot. Subscribe. Tap that bell for notifications. Get your super chats in, guys. I'll get your question or statement read on the air. JJ says, Big Star Jeremy, where's the paid ad? This is the paid ad. Whole show's a paid ad, my friend. But Bezo Bank says, special thanks to Fightful for keeping me sane this past year. Finished my freshman year of college with a 4.0 GPA. Got a job, and it's summertime. Life's good. Well, hey, we are so proud of you. We like to cultivate a smart audience here, Jeremy.
Our audience knows how to use calculators, Sean.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
So in regards to Alexander Wolfe, he had what Alex Pawlowski and I called the Alexander Wolfe performance at a takeover where you didn't quite expect it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this person is really good. We just never got to see that. That happened back in his Sanity days. He did the Imperium thing. I think he's going to find places to work, and I think he's going to be just fine. Killer Kelly told me that he got her into Bloodsport, which immediately led me to want a Josh Barnett, Alexander Wolfe palette swap match because they look exactly alike. That is, I think he'll find work pretty easily.
I think he will. I wouldn't be shocked if he's one of those guys who just kinds of ends up back in the company. Maybe if it's NXT UK or something. I think he could find his way back there, but I think he'll be fine. He's very good.
Yes. And then there's Drake Wurtz, a guy who was pretty well universally liked within the wrestling world a few years ago. And let me tell you, there was a celebration among talent that he got released. Quite frankly, he has caused a very uneasy atmosphere backstage, and I've heard story after story. And again, those will be up on FightfulSelect.com after this. But he has been released a couple weeks ago. He appeared in a county commission meeting with his mask on, or not with his mask on, with his NXT polo on, talking about how masks lead to child abductions and peddling a lot of misinformation. He was kept out of the Performance Center in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania, which I was told was an informal suspension. He did not want, or supposedly they were not comfortable with him being there after he had taken part in some events and had not quarantined properly. So they're like, don't come here. This is not a surprise to me, Jeremy. Talent had thought that this was going to happen a long time ago.
I guess it's kind of a surprise because, it seemed like it was going to happen a long time ago, and now it just happens today. He was on television last night. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing him referee a match last night. So,
yes.
I don't know when they made this decision, if it was kind of in the works or if they just decided to do it today. But based on his behavior, it didn't seem like, seemed like probably should have happened sooner.
So we are going to go back to this subject throughout the show. Obviously, this is going to be a bit of a scatterbrained show because of the elements of what's going on today. Taxel says distraction choice is so successful. Jeremy bought the whole time slot today. Well, there's your distraction choice plug.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I know
I'm not trying to get in trouble.
I know you weren't, and I'm not either. I'm just reading the super chats.
Thank you, Taxel.
I'm told that more cuts are coming to NXT, though. At least a few, which is unfortunate, very unfortunate. Yep. Let's talk about one of the biggest news items of the day, or at least it still is. What am I even saying? Ace Podcast Nation says, keep up the great work, lads. Fantastic move for AEW. Weird people trying to make it a negative. So AEW announced today that they would be moving to TBS starting in 2022, January. And they're starting a new show, Rampage, on Friday nights. Now, Jeremy, I know that you worked on this story. Is the Friday show on TNT or TBS?
It's going to start on TNT in August, and then I think everything's moving to TBS in 2022. So, yeah, it'll start on TNT.
Also, guys, do not send me super chats about wanting people to get fired. They will not get read. You'll have to replace that super chat. The AEW move to TBS, how are you looking at it right now? I mean, it's in, they say, 1 million more homes. That's fine. To me, it's not that big of a deal.
Brandon Thurston had that it's actually in lesser homes. I'm going to trust Brandon on that. Like, not by much. It's both still like 8 million. I think he said that like TNT is like 8.7 and TBS is 8.2. And overall,
no, it'd be at least 80 plus.
Okay, then maybe I'm not great at math. That's why I need my calculator, Sean.
Okay, he corrected that. TBS is in more homes. It's in 400,000 more homes.
Brandon, what are we doing here, Brandon?
And it's actually in more homes than USA Network, although that negligible amount,
I think TNT does like better viewership numbers, and obviously it's more known for being a sports network with the NBA. I mean, TBS does have baseball. If people care about that, but to me, like, it's just kind of, it's linear, right? Like it's in more homes and stuff, but same time slot, same family of networks and everything. I don't see this as like a huge deal of, AEW is going out of business, or this is like a big boost for AEW. I think the bigger boost for AEW is getting the third hour on TNT and then TBS, getting that on Friday nights. And then the quarterly specials on TNT. I think that's the big thing here, more than, all right, Dynamite's just now going to be on TBS. To me, that doesn't affect me that much.
Plus Rampage having that Dynamite lead-in from 2 days before. Right?
They get the SmackDown lead-in too. SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean,
the hell out of that show.
That's the thing. Legitimately, they get a SmackDown lead-in, not on the same network, but people hanging around watching wrestling. Yeah. I know that some of you have said, what are you all going to do with the post show? We don't know yet. We will let you know when we know. I discussed it with Jeremy earlier. We got to see what the show is first. Yeah. If it's all AEW shows matter because wins and losses matter, and I'm cool with that. There are a lot of people that are saying, what? They have 4 shows? Well, why wouldn't they have 4 shows? I don't know how Dark and Dark Elevation are going to look in 2 months, but who knows what they'll do? They might do a studio setting. They might do something else. How are you looking at Dark and Elevation landing after this?
See, Dark was just an hour-long show that got taped kind of before and after Dynamite. Elevation wasn't even thought of, but now they've made them 20 matches long each week because they just have the time to tape it and whatnot. I kind of feel like Rampage is going to kind of be like Dark Original almost, and it's just going to be an hour-long thing where you can do like 3 matches and a big main event. And I think Dark and Elevation, I think they might just like tape that stuff at like the training center that the QT has, or maybe still taping stuff at like Daly's place and getting people there to tape matches there, and still use it as almost like a training ground performance center type shows, to where they can keep trying to scout talent and kind of put them on television for those shows. That's my thoughts on it. Obviously, I don't know what they're going to do, but that's kind of what I'm thinking for these shows.
I'm excited to see how it ends up. I mean, if it's like how WWF Heat was originally, that 1 hour where it's like, oh my God, stuff is going to happen here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's very cool. Now, I put some AEW news out there on FightfulSelect.com. Please subscribe today. Full Gear, St. Louis, the night before, they're doing Rampage in St. Louis as well. Good move. I mean, obviously they're traveling again.
That was always, because when they announced that they were going to St. Louis, it said on the little press release gimmick that it was a TNT taping. It never specifically said Dynamite taping. And so people are like, oh, well, are they taping, for Dynamite? Are they taping it? There was some people reported that, oh, well, they're going to tape Dynamite on a Friday and then they're going to do Full Gear. Like, they're not going to tape their Wednesday show and then do the pay-per-view. Like, that doesn't make any sense. AEW is not going to do that. So that kind of hinted that whatever show they were going to do, it was going to be taped on the Friday. Are you going to St. Louis? Are you going to
I am. I will be, regardless. I mean, if they do post-show scrums, I will be at each AEW pay-per-view, pending travel. As long as flights aren't like $600, I'll be going there.
St. Louis is what? It's not too long of a drive for you, is it?
I ain't driving, buddy.
Coward.
I ain't driving.
Why?
I ain't driving. Let me see how far it is. It's a 6-hour drive. I ain't driving that.
Bad. It's 8 hours.
Wait, let me tell you, buddy. I drove to Winston-Salem and I regretted it. But
do you want to ride with me this year to Winston-Salem?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
I'll pick you up.
We've got a question that's on a lot of people's mind. Is it the TBS title, or TNT belt is on Rampage now? Does the TNT title become the TBS title? What do you think? First thing, does it become the TBS title?
I think they should have the gorilla, and the Godzilla, the little Rampage characters.
The Rock needs to be on the title.
Yeah.
Wait, do they have the rights to that, Turner?
Ooh, I
feel like they
TNT.
do.
Yeah,
I feel like they do. I mean, they can do a little work. Just put the Rock's face on that title, my man. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. But Tony Khan had said previously that Rampage might feature the FTW title a little bit more.
Okay. I think it becomes the TBS title. I don't know how they do the transition. It might just be like, it's a TBS title now. I'm sure they'll have some type of like storyline gimmick to explain it. But I think it does become the TBS title, or maybe it just becomes like the Turner title or just the television title. But I do think it gets renamed.
Brian Ward says, do you all think that TV contracts will end before Live Dynamite Rampage come to a BR Live for season pass fee? These contracts go on for quite a while already, Jeremy. They just re-up.
2024? Yeah, 2024, I think. So it's going to have to be at least through then. And then after that, we'll see if they end up on HBO Max.
Yep. And PWU says Rampage was put up by Warner Brothers. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope. I Am Malucha says, happy Wednesday, Fightful fam. I'm excited. While it seems like an AEW product expansion, more exposure for talent, different stories, it's all good. I had this discussion with people. I put over AEW Dark and Elevation yesterday on Twitter. I watch it every week because it's my job, but it makes sense of a lot of things. If you want somebody to pop up on AEW Dynamite, like the Varsity Blondes, you can say, well, they've won 9 matches in a row. And somebody says, oh, well, those don't count. And they're thinking, hey, wait a second. That's stupid because AEW says they count, and it's their show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch every Dodgers game, but when they come beat the shit out of the Cincinnati Reds, you best believe I'm like, well, I guess those games they played count. Eloquent. We just answered this. If you want to send another one, you can. But I like how that works, and I do hope that if this show is – I hope this show is more meaningful than that. I hope it culminates a little bit more.
I do too. I like the records thing, and Joseph and I have discussed this because you can just like throw it like he's 10-1. Oh my God, this makes it look like he's great and stuff. The problem is like when you like really look at stuff, because we did like Pac and Orange Cassidy, it's like number 1 contenders match, and I was like, Joseph, do you know the last time these guys wrestled on Dynamite? Like Orange Cassidy's like last victory on Dynamite before the Pac match was like Luther in February.
Yes.
I mean, bless my guy Luther, but. You know, that ain't like this big memorable win for Orange Cassidy, but he's got this great record, and so it makes it seem like he's just been killing all these dudes when, I mean, quality of competition here certainly matters as well.
I do care more about the records than the rankings. I care more about
rankings.
I don't care about the rankings whatsoever. Not a bit.
I've had my gripes with the rankings ever since those things started.
Michael Law says, I'm happy for Dark Elevation because my boy, the Kevin Bennett, was on the last episode. He's a rapper, too. Better than Max, though. Booty, butt cheeks. Evan Wright says, did I miss the NWA Power rants? You cover NWA Power. And quite honestly, over the past month, I had taken it completely out of – I watched the first couple episodes, and I said, you know what? I don't think I need to watch this for my job. And then some of the finishes got to be so ridiculous, Jeremy, that I had to go back and watch it. And I'm like, the storyline is that the company is inept.
Yeah. Sean, it's bad. I don't know why. Like, I'm pretty sure you would not be mad at me if I did not post the Power results 2 minutes after the show goes off the air. Right. I'm pretty sure I could post it at like 9:00, and you would be like, Jeremy, where the fuck is the Power results?
Two weeks later, I would say, hey, have we posted Power results lately?
But I watch it live, and so I can just do the results immediately. It's a bad show. Like, it's a really bad show. Yesterday, Sean, did you end up watching the show yesterday?
No, I did not. I went on a date.
You asked me what was the finish, and I was like, well, they do this tag team match, and one dude gets pinned, and he clearly gets his shoulder up before 3. Joe Galli's screaming like, oh, he kicked out. Like he didn't get him there. And then
you know what they're going to do with Joe Galli next week. He's going to get like, they're going to point at him. They're going to be like, oh, you did that. He's going to go, I'm just doing my job as an impartial journalist, broadcast journalist. They work that into so many storylines. Like poor Joe Galli has got to clarify the nature of his job all the time.
They're confused. Everybody's wandering around confused. The ref rings the bell, and they're like, oh, okay, I guess these guys won. They showed a replay, Sean. They showed a replay that clearly shows this man kicking out before 3, and Galli's like, oh, there you go. You see it. He didn't kick out before 3, 3.1. That's the end of our show. It's like, this is a taped show. You can go back and reshoot this for the 5 people in attendance, and no one would know, and it'd be fine. You could do this finish correctly. But they leave this in there. Billy Corgan's like, we're stripping you of your NWA tag team title shot that you didn't want anyway because you walked out on the show last week. The show makes no sense. It's the worst hour of wrestling I watch every week.
Oh man, it's not good. Ray Callan says brand split of Dark Dynamite versus Rampage Elevation. I doubt it. I don't think they'll do that.
Got the roster. They got the roster.
Yeah, they got a big enough roster to do that, but I don't think that they're gonna do that. Eloquent says, are you enjoying Paul White on commentary? Dark Elevation has been a fun show. I liked him interviewing Ryan Nemeth an awful lot this week. I thought that was a good touch. But yeah, when Paul White puts something over, like to me, it's like, all right, I've watched this guy for 25 years. So you can tell when he's actually impressed by something.
He's good too. He's been very good on that show.
Frank Aguilera says this absolutely was not expected. I love you guys. It wasn't expected by me either. I found out at noon that this was going to be happening. KJ says, Would be nice to have the TNT title to be retired on the final episode on TNT. Dark Order member wins as a tribute to Brody. Have attorney for a new title to start 2022. Then no, just repurpose it, man. They have made that title prestigious enough that it's gonna work out well for them in the future. Kevin Steet says, I want Mox and Eddie to come to the ring first night just to see Caster try to break them. That would be good. I do want to see Caster rap about Mox and Eddie to their face.
Oh, he's going to do it, and then he's going to get killed. Like that's what's going to be great. They're just going to murder him.
Oh, you got a super chat from Van Twin Blade says, come to St. Louis, eat Ted Drews with the Bucks. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. And Mike Preventer 2 says, in your opinion, is the move to TBS an overall positive, negative, or lateral move? It's a lateral move to me. It's not necessarily a big jump forward or anything like that. I'm just looking at it's a move. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't see it as this huge deal. I like the quarterly specials though for TNT, because one of my, not a complaint, but like Dynamite, it seems like every single week they're doing a new special, Blood and Guts, St. Patrick's Day Slam, Beach Blast, all this stuff. Not every week, every month. It seems like they're doing like a Dynamite special. And now that they can narrow it down to just like quarterly specials on TNT, I think you could focus your television a little bit more, build to those tentpole events, kind of like Clash of Champions, and you can make those a bigger deal. So I think that's honestly, to me, like the biggest news out of this is these quarterly specials on TNT.
Getting some more news in, by the way, but I've also heard that they're getting quite a bit more money for the new show.
Yeah, Tony Khan said they got financially compensated on that one.
You can answer this one. Who you got in the playoffs? And Mike Preventer 2 sent this in. Is AEW getting more money because of the move? Yes.
I assume NHL playoffs. But I can't pick my team, so I'm going with Vegas.
News has just emerged that EJ, Ezra Judge, Skylar Story, also gone from WWE. Mm-hmm. Yep. Any thoughts on those?
I mean, Skylar's Story hasn't. That's Brandy Loren. She hasn't debuted as far, or maybe she did one match. And same with EJ. Like it doesn't seem like they were really using them. So I think it's unfortunate, obviously, but they'll get opportunities on the indies now, and maybe they can actually work. Yeah,
I mean, I think Brandy will probably pop up on Dark. Is she still with Janela?
I believe so.
I mean, I believe so. That wild man, I can never keep that.
I don't keep up with that stuff, Sean. I don't care who's dating who and all this stuff. I ain't worried about that. Let them date whoever they want.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Jeremy. Kill some time while I'm looking at my phone trying to get news here. What are you, an amateur? Here you go. Mike Lima says if you had to choose between Raw or Power, Raw, without a doubt.
See, I don't watch Raw. I got off that beat, so I'd probably just that is the one saving grace of Power, is that it is only an hour. It's not even an hour. It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes when they don't do the main event.
Yeah, so like that is the one good thing about Power compared to Raw, where it's like 3 hours and they go all 3 hours. But as far as just like from a quality standpoint, Power is worse than Raw, man. I can at least like laugh at some Raw stuff, and there's some people I like on Raw, and you can find some good matches on Raw. Power is just a nothing show. Absolutely nothing of a show.
I've been told that that the NXT talent releases have a 30-day non-compete clause. Bill Hemmett says, thoughts on the Nick Gage documentary? I really liked it. I don't like deathmatch wrestling. I did not know that much about Nick Gage. I loved this. I learned a lot from that.
I told you, I was watching it Friday night. I've watched it like 3 times now. Fucking king of this shit, Sean Ross Sapp. Nick Gage rules. Listen to him talk to Ron Funches on a podcast the other day. Just showed up high, admitted he was high, had a great conversation. Nick Gage is like, what happened with Ellen? What do you think about Ellen losing her job? He's like, you're going to replace Ellen? And Ron's like, I don't know. Maybe that sounds like something cool. Dude, Nick Gage rules. That dude's the man.
Dante says, just got here. Shout out to the Point God. That's right, guys. Send in your super chats. It goes a long way. Please leave a thumbs up. Also, check out my interview with Johnny Gargano yesterday. He talked about his match with Bronson Reed and a lot of other stuff, but Bronson Reed winning the NXT North American title last night. Did you see it coming? How did you feel?
You just buried the lead of this Johnny Gargano interview, Sean. I mean, he forgave me.
He did forgive you.
I mean, friends.
I thought that was a good conversation, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I saw it coming. He
didn't tell me what he wanted to headline the article, though.
I wanted to write the headline, Johnny Gargano forgives Jeremy Lambert. That's the headline. But it was a good match, though. Gargano's been so great. He's been absolutely, for a very long time. But as a heel, I didn't think, and he said it in the interview with you, like, there's a heel a lot on the indies. I kind of been typecast as the underdog babyface in NXT because that's just what I've always been. But like, I know how to play a heel, so he's been great in this role. The match last night was very good. Good for Bronson Reed. He's been strong. Can you make the Bronson Reed face, Sean? I know you're actually doing actual work right now, but can you make the Bronson Reed face? Do it.
No, I can't. I'm getting news of releases right now. Yikes.
That's the Bronson Reed face as the releases come in.
Yeah. No, it ain't great. Let's see. We got Jessamine Duke, Vanessa Bourne. Vanessa Bourne was called up.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm hearing Kavita Devai as well.
Oh man, Jessamine's been great on Up Up Down Down. Again, another person who just hasn't been used. Vanessa Bourne. That's Joseph's. That's Joseph's project right there. Like Vanessa Bourne guy. Joseph Holbert. This is, oh yes, everyone's in the chat saying it. Joseph's got to be consoled. Oh no, this is very sad.
This is very sad. Kavita Devai, stuck in India, I'm told, and she did big numbers for them on YouTube as well. Jessamine Duke had been doing WWE up down down content and no longer with the company. Oh man, any thoughts on these?
No, I feel very bad for Vanessa Bourne, who, like you said, she was called up, I feel like a year ago and just hasn't been used or anything. And it seemed like they had some type of plans for her and didn't happen. The Van, everyone's saying the Van, Booty Pro legend, the Van gets released. That one sucks. And Jessamine too. I really like her gaming streams. Maybe she'll do more gaming streams, which would be cool.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's sort of a reconfiguration type of thing. I know her deal was up later this year, but but Jessamine Duke had been doing up, down, down. She had not even been in the ring in a while. She hadn't been training or anything like that. She had moved on to the digital side full on. Somebody who's coming back into the company, Zelena Vega, we reported that last week. She blocked me on Twitter for it. She was filmed at the PC walking in. Any thoughts on Zelina coming back?
I mean, pretty surprising, right? Like after the whole I support unionization stuff and that ordeal after she got released, I did not think she was going to end up back in WWE, but I guess they worked it out, and good on her. We'll see what she does. I've maintained my stance that I think Andrade ends up back in WWE as well. He goes on this little run he's going to do, and then he ends up back in WWE, and maybe we get Zelina and Andrade back in NXT. But pretty surprised that she's coming back, and I guess she's going to the main roster. Is that?
I don't know. Okay. I have no idea, no clue in regards to where she's going to go. It would make sense now that they're traveling again that they would have her on SmackDown, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, anything's possible, as they say, and plus she's ready for that.
She's going to be the dragon that Alistair keeps talking about in all those promos that I don't understand.
Rob Wilkins says Vegas expletive rant. Hope Vega blocks Jeremy. I don't know what that means. But Norm says hope Zelina appears with Alistair. I don't know what I want out of Aleister Black right now. I don't know what he's doing.
I want his promos to make sense because I don't know what he's talking about with these fatherless dragons and stuff. I don't Yeah, he needs to call Khaleesi. Maybe Zelina comes in and is Khaleesi, the mother of dragons, and then they just do a whole like Game of Thrones type storyline. That's what I'm here for. I think that's how this should play out, Sean. What are your thoughts on Game of Thrones?
I don't watch Game of Thrones, but when I sit on my throne in the bathroom, you know what I dream of?
Magic Spoon?
Nah, yeah, it's Magic Spoon. I'm like, you know what?
I wish I had a good bowl of cereal.
I was full. No, I was full because of Magic Spoon. And only 140 calories per serving. You cut down on carbs, sugar, unhealthy food, all that good stuff. 0 grams of sugar, 13 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, only 140 calories per serving. Keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, GMO-free. And now they've got the super delicious new flavor birthday cake. And it will now it'll soon be available in a special 5-pack for a limited time only. So get it while you can. You can also build your own box. Cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cinnamon. I've been digging into the fruity this week, and I love mixing peanut butter with cocoa. MagicSpoon.com/Fightful. You can get that new limited edition birthday cake or get a custom bundle and try it today. Use that code Fightful at checkout and save $5 off your order. It's good anywhere in the U.S. or Canada. And they're so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. My favorite thing about this is you're not going back and forth to the box of cereal like, oh, I'm not full. I got to pour myself another bowl. But next thing you know, half the box is empty. Not with Magic Spoon. You get full off of one serving. I love it. MagicSpoon.com, promo code Fightful. Well, unfortunately, not unfortunately, Destiny FOMO says the king of ad reads, and Destiny FOMO is the queen of paid ads because I get the feeling you guys are probably going to Google her, and then she's going to make some money off of this, more than what she paid. Miz tore his ACL, and he's already doing media, Jeremy.
That's all Miz does is media. Yeah. Look, you can say what you want about the Miz, but like this man, he's hustling. He's grinding out there. All right. So I got a lot of respect for the Miz. It sucks that he tore his ACL. Hopefully it's not too terrible. Miz is like 40 now. Like it's a tough injury to come back from. The good news is like it doesn't work this like super explosive style. So, and like he's going to come back and be doing, the 450s and everything. But best wishes to the Miz. It'll make for some good episodes of Miz and Mrs. in 2 years, I guess.
That it will. I hate to hear that. The man deserves some time at home and didn't deserve it to be like this. And that's
a zombie lumberjack. Are we gonna talk about zombies, Sean Ross Sapp? That's on my list. I got it on my list here. Zombies. We gotta talk about zombies
let's talk about zombies. I didn't even have them on the list. I talked about them so much on Sunday. What'd you think of the zombies?
It wasn't the worst thing WWE did all week. Why are people like,
buddy, come really on. Like that makes it good. I had so many people that are like, you're okay with Abaddon? I'm like, well, they reiterate constantly that she ain't a zombie. She dresses up like a zombie and she's weird. But
Sean,
hey, sure.
On Monday, Alexa Bliss is causing Shayna Baszler to have leg cramps in the middle of the match. All right, like I can deal with some zombies coming out and just being zombies in the middle of this match. All right, like was it great? No, obviously it wasn't great. But like, I just laugh at WWE, right? Like you gotta laugh at this stuff. If you're gonna try to take this stuff serious, you ain't gonna last very long for it. You gotta laugh at this goofy stuff. Hater.
No, I don't.
I don't. Hater, Sean Ross Sapp.
I don't want to laugh at this stuff. It sucked. It was so bad. It was so lame. Some stupid punk says it's on the list. You got to talk about zombies.
Yeah.
And JJ said zombies ruled. No, it was terrible.
Sean, what are your thoughts on the Dirty Dogs?
They're all right. They're an okay tag team.
Are you team Joseph or team JJ for the Dirty Dogs against the Mysterios? You give that match greatest match ever, or it was just all right?
Which one?
The Dirty Dogs against the Mysterios.
It's all right. It was fine. I really liked that double team Fameasser. I thought that was a really good spot. The slide and the super kick. There were some cool spots, but Montez Ford tricks me into thinking tag team matches on SmackDown are good all the time. He does that beautiful tope con hilo, and I'm like, what a match, because it's so good.
Would you put the Dirty Dogs in top 5 tag team today?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They're good, but I wouldn't put them top 5. Not at all. My wife just sent me a text. Why the heck is Jeremy wearing a suit?
It's professional. It's a professional show, Carrie B.
He's trying to impress the higher ups. Guys, get in your super chats. We are already winding down. Obviously, we got some stuff going on today. Yeah. Ricochet Io Shirai situation. How did you feel about this? Maybe set the stage for people who aren't hip to it.
Well, WWE on Fox, one of the WWE social media accounts just tweeted like, who's the best high flyer? And it's like Ricochet, AJ, Io, and somebody else that I'm forgetting, maybe Ray. And Ricochet is just like, how could it be Io? Like, she can't do like half the stuff that I can do. I'm the greatest. How dare you speak Io Shirai's name in the same vein as me, the Ricochet? And then people got very upset at him for good reason, and he deleted the tweet. Just don't tweet. Like, man, just Joseph and I talk about this. Like, wrestlers are dumb on Twitter, right? Like, they're just very dumb. Like, there's very few who are like good at Twitter when you're a wrestler. Like Roman Reigns, I think is great. Some people like who can kind of work their character a little bit, they're good, but most of them just aren't that good. They like Kevin Durant in the NBA. He's not good at Twitter. Like, just stay off. Like, he's the exception. Roman Reigns is the exception in WWE, but in the opposite way. Like, it's not good, man. Just stay off Twitter, dude. Don't tweet.
Anakin talks a little bit more about the releases. He said, did they wait to do NXT releases to purposely put distance between them and main roster after how they rolled them out last year? I would be inclined to think so. They also don't announce those. Like, for example, Killer Kelly left the company and nobody knew for like a month until she just started to show up places. And she had told me that's how she wanted it. She really wanted it like that. But yeah, I do think that. And Kid and Shira says, do you think if Wurtz hadn't worn the NXT shirt to the call, he would still be around, or was he already on the outs? He was already on the outs. A lot of people I talked to thought he was going to be gone as far back as January. So Phil Felice says they should stay off Twitter. Says Phil Felice says the guy who worships Rollins. Man, I butchered that. Says the guy who worshipped Rollins.
The vision.
Worships active.
The vision, Sean. Do you see it? You see the vision? This Seth Rollins is just playing up a gimmick. This is a good Seth Rollins drip right here. I got this suit going on with the tie. Now we got the glove going. Here we go, baby. The vision. I see you, Seth. Seth, great at Twitter. My guy, Seth Rollins, is great at Twitter. My God. Eloquent says, Tony Storm's new finisher. Wow. That was really cool. I love that. I like people switching it up. I think it's Storm Zero, the Pearl River Plunge. I like that, but you know, you can't match Ahmed Johnson. I'll just say that. Justin Lopez says, shit like the zombies is why my friends laugh when they find out I still watch. WWE is killing my passion on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Me on a daily basis, buddy, but I'll always love wrestling. Brian F. says, why do you think NWA got so much worse post-pandemic? Well, say what you want about Dave Lagana, and there's plenty to say there, but he was the driving force. I feel like that company was sort of constructed to where you pull one Jenga piece out and the whole thing comes falling down, and they gathered up the pieces and piled them up, but it's just a pile right now. It's not a Jenga tower. Dude, look at this roster.
Tyrus.
Like it's not good. They have Tyrus, Austin Idol's cutting promos, like Aldis, Adonis, Murdoch, Tom Lattimore. Like, these are your main event people here. Camille, like, there's not great, right? Like, it's not a great roster. What do you expect them to do? Like, they had Homicide, Eddie Kingston, and Ricky Starks. Like, those are really good wrestlers. Good wrestlers can cut promos and stuff. They let them go for reasons. They went on to bigger stars, and it's just not a good roster. Like, honestly, it's tough when you have that roster to make the most out of it, and they're definitely not making the most out of it.
So bringing in Tyrus is a stupid move. And they're like, hey, anybody who had a little bit of a run on WWE TV in the 2000s, come on in. Come on in.
No offense to these guys. Like, but they've just been slotted. Like, we know who Chris Adonis is. We know who Trevor Murdoch is. Like, these guys have just been slotted as WWE kind of mid-card guys. Yeah. And, you know, NWA doesn't have the platform to be like, well, they were mid-card in WWE, but they're stars here. Like, this ain't like AEW with that platform or when TNA had a high platform. It's just, yeah, it's just guys, man. Just guys.
Right after this, guys, will be over on Fightful Select for the list, and your Juice Cup goes on. It'll be a brief show, obviously, but also after that, I am dropping a big story on the heat on Drake Wurtz and some of the stuff that had kind of been going around backstage, some of the stuff he had been involved in. So you're going to want to subscribe and see that. I'm breaking news over there every single day, so make sure you check it out. That is the most direct way to support what we do. Jojo says, hi guys, love the headphones, Jeremy. Ricochet wasn't wrong though.
I mean, as far as like athletes go, Ricochet is in that top 1%, like no doubt. He is a better athlete than Io Shirai and can do cooler stuff than Io Shirai. The thing is just like, don't say it. Just, you don't have to not quote unquote bury your own talent, your own peer to put yourself over. Just like, don't say that stuff. You cannot tweet, Sean. I have to learn this lesson too. You cannot tweet. It's okay. Yes. It's okay to not tweet.
That was, yes. So like lately, I've had more people than usual say, you just praise everything on Twitter. And I'm like, well, you know, I decided that I don't need to specifically bury everything that I don't like. If they want to watch me bury something, they can come onto my show and grab the full context of it and not have the option to quote tweet me. So
yes,
do that.
It's okay not to tweet. Like it is. Yeah. It's all right.
Some stupid punk says the best don't have to argue that they are. I don't necessarily agree with that. There are a ton of misused talent in WWE. And if Ricochet was given the platform to do even a fraction of what he was able to do, you'd probably be talking to him in a little bit of a different light. KofiMania 2, Jeremy. It's on. He beat Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley Monday. He should have a title shot, right?
I was stunned. I mean, they did the roll-up finish for both of them, but I was stunned they had him beat Lashley. They've protected Lashley so much, and then they're just going to do this roll-up finish. And look, I love Kofi. I'm all for this second run. I think he's still losing to Lashley, but man, I can't believe they just like had Lashley lose in that manner and look just dumb after they protected him so well.
The distraction finish always makes people look stupid.
It does.
The only one that I was like, oh, that's not too bad, was Drew's, where it was a split second thing, and then they made that the story. It's like Drew took his focus off the most dangerous man in the company for a half a second, and that's all it took.
It was not only that, but he took his focus off of him. He still went for his move. He just missed. It wasn't he took his focus off of him and got rolled up, and that was the finish. Like, he was still kind of in it, but that split second just cost him instead of, oh, I'm going to argue with you and look dumb and then just get rolled up. And for some reason, I can't kick out of this roll-up, which is the most devastating maneuver in all of WWE. I just could not believe they beat Lashley in that manner. And it's like, man, I like Lashley. I still like Lashley. You were protecting him so well, and now you just do that with him. That's tough. That's tough.
Some stupid punk says, I absolutely agree. Ricochet is one of the best there is. I've watched him everywhere, but WWE, I just meant you don't have to go and be arrogant on social. Yeah, but I mean, there are a whole lot of people that treat you like you're booking. They treat wrestlers like their talent level is their booking. How many times have you seen people like not make it on TV? FTR, good example. They were treated like their booking until they wanted out. And then when they wanted more, people treated them like they wanted too much. They weren't asking for them to be booked better. They were asking for the tag team division to be booked better. There are a lot of people that are treated like they're jobbers as humans and as performers because that's how WWE books them. I do understand that. To me, I like a confident person. I'm not going to speak to that situation, but I want somebody that's confident in their abilities. Although, again, you don't, as this person says, you don't have to be arrogant on social media.
Sometimes you do.
Is it true WWE fired Drake Wurtz? It sure is. It sure is, pal.
He's giving sermons and stuff now.
I think we have all the super chats. Guys, we are wrapping up a little bit early today. Jeremy, tell the people where they can find you.
The distraction. Can I plug?
You can
stuff?
plug the distraction.
Okay. The distraction. 3 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, right here, youtube.com/Fightful. Myself, I have my own shirt, but I don't have my shirt with me because I was trying to be professional today. My co-host has an accent. Everyone loves those accents, right? We talk wrestling. We talk nonsense. Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. We're doing some fun stuff over at Fightful Gaming, and it's not always on video on demand, so you got to join us when we're on. Yesterday, we watched some bad Undertaker matches. We watched King of the Ring 94. Sean, we watched Elegante against Nails from New Japan.
Oh, God. Why?
Because we're just watching bad matches. You know what, Sean? We watched bad matches, and then you know what we watched? Watched Anderson Silva against Stephen Bonner and Anderson Silva against Forrest Griffin. Just classic performance from the GOAT, Anderson Silva. So we watch those. Again, those aren't on video on demand. So you got to join us live, guys. You got to join us live. We're playing Booty Pro on Friday. Come check this out. Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming, and I'm on Twitter at Jeremy Lambert 88, and we have a Patreon that I'm not going to plug. But make the choice.
Dante says Ricochet is a great athlete, but I'd rather watch Io because she has a character. That's also WWE's fault. That's on them. Also, Ricochet does have a character. He's Jake Paul, or is it Logan Paul against Floyd Mayweather? Got your hat!
He's a hat thief. That's what he is.
Oh, man. Mike Preventure says Ricochet's Io tweet wasn't even his worst of the week. He later posted a meme about becoming like the people you hang around with.
And you don't have to tweet, guys. You don't. No one's forcing you to do it.
Some stupid punk says, dang it, SRS, quit making good points. I'm trying to post my opinion as if they're facts. Come on, man. Well, here are the facts. I got an interview with Johnny Gargano up right now. I've got one with Allison Kay dropping Thursday. Make sure you guys check that out. She talks about leaving NWA, if she'd worked there again, going into AEW, if she's had any contact with them since then. There is a whole lot of stuff there. I haven't interviewed Allison Kay in the past 2 years since we did the in-person in Toronto. And then, guys, next week we got a bunch of stuff dropping, but I will be in Jacksonville for Double or Nothing weekend. That will cause a bit of a change to the Fightful Select schedule, but got a Q&A show dropping this week as well. Make sure you check out our post-AEW show tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. But head over to Fightful Select right now.
Can I give a scoop? Give a scoop, Sean? Post-AEW Double or Nothing, since you will be in Jacksonville, do you know who I have on the post show, Sean?
I don't. I never know.
Yeah, I know. I got returning from last year.
Oh,
Phil
no.
Lindsay. Phil Lindsay is back and not returning, sort of returning from 2 years ago. Andrew Thompson. Phil Lindsay and Andrew Thompson on the AEW post Double or Nothing show. Very exciting.
So, thanks for that, by the way. Love the rib there. Love Phil. Love Andrew. One day I will get Andrew to tell the story on the air about 2 years ago from Double or Nothing when he almost beat up Jimmy Havoc. And I thought that one of our writers was going to beat up Jimmy Havoc really, really badly. I thought Jimmy Havoc was about to catch a smack. I thought he was about to catch the ass whipping of a lifetime.
I'm going to get him to tell it. I'm going to get him to tell on this show on Sunday, next Sunday.
I don't know if he that's the thing. Andrew's a very reserved guy. I don't know if he wants it out there, but you know what? I think people should applaud Andrew Thompson for being hip to Jimmy Havoc well before and coming this close to beating that ass in front of everybody at StarCast to the point to where Jimmy Havoc was like, I'm only joking, mate. Sorry. Afterwards. Ooh, boy.
Gonna get him to tell it, Sean. Me, Andrew, Phil, gonna be very laid back. We're gonna do
no staple gun would have saved Jimmy Havoc on that day. Not a one.
Andrew's MDK too, man.
Yes.
This would be so Jimmy Havoc was fun.
Yes. That's the thing. I'm sure Nick Gage would have had Andrew's back there. Guys, thank you all so much. Please leave a thumbs up on this video. We're heading over to Fightful Select to literally just talk about nothing. Until next time, we're out.